Hi, welcome to the channel. I am Dino Vera, and today we'll talk about how you get to choose or how you get to vote for your party list this 2025 elections. Stay tuned. Welcome back. As you know, since 1987, because of the 1987 Constitution, we have two houses for the legislature. We have the Senate and the House of Representatives. Then again, on the 1987 Constitution provided a party list system so that those who are what they call marginalized or underrepresented may have a seat at least in the House of Representatives. Let's define how this party list system operates or how it functions in the House of Representatives. All right. Under Article 6, Section 5 of the 1987 Constitution, it says that a party list system is something that of registered national, regional, and sectoral parties or organizations. The Constitution further said that the party list representatives shall constitute 20% or 20% of the total number of representatives, including those under the party list. In the 2022 elections, the last elections for the House of Representatives, there was a total of 318 legislative district House of Representatives or representatives. And 20% of that is 63, roughly. Therefore, there were 63 party list representatives in the 2022 national elections. All right? Now, the Constitution further said that the first three cycles, or the first three terms under the 1987 Constitution, since there was yet a law enabling the party list system, giving the qualifications and the system how they are to be registered, they were allowed to be selected or nominated. So in 1987, 1992, and 1995, there were party list representatives, but the Constitution limited them to only several types of organizations or certain types of marginalized society. There was for labor, peasant, urban poor, indigenous cultural communities, for the women, the youth, and such other sectors as may be provided by law, except for the religious sector. But that was only for the first three terms of the Constitution. So in a sense, the last, after 1995 or maybe 1998, the religious sector was allowed to create their own party list for national elections. Now, there was a need for an enabling law for their party list. Thus, the Congress in the early 90s created Republic Act 7491 or the Party List System Act. That law defined what a party is, who those qualified for the party list, and how they are to be registered. Let's go with the definitions. Okay. Now, first, the policy of the Party List System Act was to enable Filipino citizens belonging to marginalized and underrepresented who lack well-defined political constituencies, but who could contribute to the formulation and enactment of appropriate legislation that will benefit the nation as a whole. They were then allowed to be a party list and thus represent that sector of marginalized or underrepresented people. Now, Section 3 of that law defined what are those considered to be eligible for the party list system. First, what is a party? Something that I'm hardly invited to. Nevertheless, a party means either a political party, a secular party, or a coalition of parties. Therefore, what is a political party? The law says a political party refers to an organized group of citizens advocating an ideology or platform, principles, and policies for the general conduct of government, which as the most immediate means of securing their adoption, they regularly nominate and support certain of its leaders, members as candidates for public office. Of course, the more popular or the bigger political parties in the Philippines are Lakas. The old parties were Liberal, Nacionalista, and of course the parties from the late 80s and 90s was NPC, or Nationalist People's Coalition. Those were the major parties that are usually and most often represented in the legislative districts in the House of Representatives. Now, according then to the Constitution, the party list must be either national, regional, or sectoral. So, we already defined what a political party is. That means a political party cannot participate in the party list system. First, we have a national party. A national party is something where its constituency is spread over the geographical territory of at least the majority of the regions. Okay? A regional party, therefore, is when its constituency is spread over the geographical territory of at least a majority of the cities and provinces comprising of the region. Okay? Of course, more important is the sectoral party. What is a sectoral party? The sectoral party refers to an organized group of citizens belonging to any of the sectors whose principal advocacy pertains to special interests and concerns of that sector. Meaning, you can create a party list, a sectoral party of representing fishermen, farmers. You can have those for the armed forces. You can have those of the musicians. You can have those of the performing arts. Would you vote for a sectoral party for left-handed lawyers like me? I don't think so. Anyway, now what is a sectoral organization? Because the Constitution provides sectoral party or sectoral organizations. A sectoral organization refers to a group of citizens or a coalition of group of citizens who share same physical attributes or characteristics, employment, interests, or concern. These 2025 elections, you will have to vote on a national scale 12 senators and your party list nominee. Meaning you select those that get to be invited. Which parties are to get invited to the House of Representatives? The Constitution says that 20% of the House of Representatives must be from the party list system. Okay? So of the 318, 63 must be of the party list. Now, there's a format to be followed, and I won't go into math because math is one of my lowest subjects. Nevertheless, for the 2022 elections, there were 63 party list representatives. Now, how do you choose one? We have to go to the spirit of what a party list is. I believe, and this is my opinion, that the party list or the party that you vote for, the party list representative, should be part of an organization, part of a philosophy, part of an advocacy that you support. For example, for me, I'm an entertainment lawyer. Years ago, there was a party list that was advocating or representing the performers, the actors, the singers, the musicians. Unfortunately, that year, they didn't get the minimum number of votes. Okay, so what's the minimum number of votes? Well, according to the COMELEC information, the COMELEC statistics, the lowest or the least number of votes wherein a party list was qualified was 236,266. 236,266. That means from the whole Philippines, this party list garnered 236,200 plus votes that qualified for one seat in Congress. The highest party was able to get 2 million votes, and that qualified them for 3 seats in the House of Representatives. Now, there are so many types of organizations. I suggest you go to the COMELEC website. I'll give a link down below. For those, as of at least March 2025, are the accepted or registered party lists, parties in the COMELEC system, meaning their name will be on the ballot box. Now, years ago, because the COMELEC had to, the only way to list the party list was do it alphabetically. So a lot of party lists had to put numbers in their name so that they'll be first in the list of the party list. The COMELEC was quick to see that, and therefore the party list system was all randomly generated insofar as the listing are concerned on the ballot. So having a number or a triple letter like AAA, AA, it's all gone. But some still retain that name. I'll give you some examples of the party lists that were present or were elected in the 2022 elections and the advocacies or policies that they allegedly or supposedly support. Here we go. The first one, this is number one, was One Pac-Man. As you can see, One Pac-Man is probably named after either the video game icon or the boxing great. Nevertheless, you would think they would support video games. But no, according to the website, according to the Wikipedia, Pac-Man supports or advocates for sports development, education, and job creation. As for me, I would say pick one. Don't pick all three, right? So because I would say that you get one that has only one advocacy or one supporting sectoral part, all right? Sectoral philosophy, if you will. Another one using numbers was the 4 Ps. Let me not go, I don't go what 4 Ps means, but according to their website, the 4 Ps advocate for poverty alleviation, social welfare, and the empowerment of marginalized sectors, of which they did not identify which are marginalized sectors. There you go. Now we have one that was actually the top, ACT CIS, or their philosophies for anti-crime and terrorism. Are they underrepresented? It's up to you to decide, right? Generally, what they're saying is that the ACT CIS supports and advocates for the oppressed and the abused. Am I one of them? The next one is Akbayan, and that's a famous party list, and they advocate, actually I don't know what they advocate, it doesn't say in the Comelec website. It just says they are a progressive movement. It's up to you whether you will vote for them or not. Another one, it was named, I think, after a television show called Ang Provinciano. And they supposedly support or advocate for farmers, fishers, and other marginalized groups. Again, I think the word marginalized groups are overused or at least abused. Next is the Kabayan party list, meaning you are same with the same province, but according to their advocacy, it's listed as advocating for the disabled, senior citizens, OFWs, fishermen, farmers, and the poor. Again, for me, I think you should advocate only for one. Okay? Another example of a party list which had a seat in the 2022 is the LPGMA, or the Liquid Petroleum Marketers Association. Well, I believe when they were created, it was a play of words with the former president, Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. So I think they won or are there because of the pronunciation of their name. Next is a very controversial party list called Duterte Youth. I'll lead up to that. It's up to you to research who they represent. Another party list is PBA. You think they would be about basketball players or at least bowlers or badminton? No. They generally support the interests of Filipino sports people. All right. One also I saw in the Comelec website was this party list called PhilReca. PhilReca is supporting electrical cooperatives and their consumers. Another one is Sagip. That one was supposed to represent the poor sector. I guess that's the fourth one I listed, representing the poor. And of course, another party list represented by the now mayoral candidate for the city of Manila is called Tutok to Win. And according to their advocacies, they are supporting the interests of indigent population, especially those residing in the urban areas. All right. Now, who are you going to vote for? I would suggest you vote for, as I said a while ago, the party that supports a cause that you like, that you are involved in, that you wholeheartedly support. So those, don't just choose something because of a name. And more importantly, and I know I might get some flack for this, or I might get some bashing, if you will. If you vote for the party list, not the person who is the nominee of the party list. Because then again, that person should have run on her own or on his own rather than get supported by a party list. Because again, you vote for the party and not for the person.
Hi, please do me a favor and smash that like button. It'll help me a lot and it will trigger the YouTube algorithm. Now, if you have not yet, please subscribe to my channel. If you don't, my dog will eat this exam booklet and that student has to repeat his final exam again.